Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Bayern Munich have defeated Freiburg 2-1 and they have extended their lead at the top of the table to 6 points. So it's a big day for Bayern Munich. So let's go ahead and talk about this game. It could not have gone any better for Bayern Munich tonight. They won their game and Leverkusen have drawn their game as well. So it as I said, it was a really good day for them. If we talk about this game, I mean, it was a really in the end it turned out to be quite an easy game for Bayern Munich. If I'm being very honest with you, they started dominated Freiburg from the get go. They were the better side. They created better chances. They could have easily gone 1-0 up inside 5-6 minutes. Jamal Musiala makes that amazing run, defeats 2-3 defenders and hits the shot. It hits the crossbar and the ball goes out. Freiburg already had their warning, but they really did not pay heed to that warning quite a lot, and then they paid the price for it. I mean, a great goal from Harry Kane. The pass comes in, beats the defender, and takes a shot. And I, as much as I don't like Harry Kane being an Arsenal fan, his shot, the powerful shot, it's really hard to save, and it becomes 1-0 for Bayern Munich inside the 15 minutes, and after that the game sort of settled down. Bayern Munich had their control, they had the possession. It felt like they were just toying with Freiburg. They were trying to create chances, but it was not really, getting off. It was like total 5 shots on goal in the entirety of that game. So not many chances were created. It was like quite a cagey affair, if I'm being very honest with you, in that first half. After that first goal came in, I think Bayern sort of pull the brakes. I really don't understand why they do it. I've had criticized Vincent Company about this before. Maybe just because they played in midweek in the Champions League and they lost, and they have to play again in the Champions League. So maybe they really did not want to put in all the effort, and they already had the lead as well. So they just felt like they had to be on their toes to make sure they don't concede, and they got the 3 points. So the first half, it was quite cagey, not that much happened. Freiburg tried to come back into the game, but just like Bayern, they were not really able to do anything of substantive in that first half. Second half comes in and it was almost the same, but then Bayern Munich get a corner, quite a well-worked corner that is coming from an Arsenal fan. Kimmich gets the ball in and Kim heads it over. It becomes 2-0, and then you're thinking like game done and dusted, and Bayern Munich would have thought that as well. And they go back to that same pattern, trying to defend, making sure that they don't give away possession, and they're trying to absorb the pressure. But unfortunately for them, they were not really able to. Freiburg were a bit better, quite a lot better, to be very honest with you. In that second half, they really went at it at Bayern Munich. I think they realized that Bayern don't really want to come at them, because just like I said, they were because of the Champions League game, and maybe the players were tired as well. So they really went at with them, and they get that early goal in the second half. Like 5 minutes later, after Bayern Munich scored that second half, Freiburg scored their first goal. It becomes 2-1, and that they were like about 20 minutes to go when Freiburg scored that second goal. So there was always a chance that Bayern Munich might drop the point. So they defended really well. They really had to dig deep. Freiburg created chances, but then again, like, the problem for both these teams today were like the chances were very far and few, and that was the reason that it was just a 2-1 game. Apart from that, it was quite an entertaining, not that entertaining, like entertaining in the sense that both of them really tried, but it really did not turn up. Like it felt like one team was trying to create something and they would get dispossessed, and then the other team would try to do something and they would get dispossessed. As I said, it was quite a cagey affair. It felt like more like a chess match as compared to a football game, and that basically sums it up. It was more like a chess game, to be very honest with you. But in the end, as I said, Bayern Munich get the win. That's what they basically needed. They needed the 3 points. They know they cannot really afford to lose any more points, and nobody can afford to, but Bayern Munich especially. Leverkusen are there on their toes, and of course when Bayern are playing, they wouldn't really know what is happening in the Leverkusen game, so they can know that if they drop the points, maybe Leverkusen can come and catch them. So it was that sort of thing, but Bayern Munich managed to win that game. And again, it's one of those games. I said that in my Atalanta review with the game against Como, that there are going to be games in every league where for the teams who are challenging for the title, if they are really going to go ahead and become champions, there are going to be games where they are not going to play good football. It's going to be quite a boring game, or it's going to be a bad performance for them. But in the end, they are going to get all the 3 points, and that's going to help them in the title. And I think Bayern had one of those games today. They were really not at it 100%. and they still ended up winning that game. So I think that was a good performance, a good thing to take away from them. They still have that hanging on their defeat in the Champions League hanging on their hand. Then now they have to concentrate on the Champions League game as well. So they are quite under a lot of pressure and quite a lot of stress. So getting those 3 points was the main thing, and I know that company and the players and the fans, of course, everybody would be happy that they got the 3 points. And with Leverkusen, as I said, they draw their game. So now the lead is back to 6 points. It's still quite a short lead, quite a small lead, to be very honest with you, but still it's a lot better than having a 4 lead. 6 points lead sound quite much better as compared to the 4 point lead. Freiburg, on the other hand, they are one of those teams who are fighting it out for to get into those European places. They would love to play in the Champions League next season. So for them, a defeat was not a really good result. They know there are teams around them. Leipzig drew. There's one of the teams who are who they are fighting for those European places, and the other teams are gonna play just like that right now. So it will be quite interesting to see what happens for them. I don't think it was a good result for Freiburg. I don't think they performed very well. Their first half performance was quite what's the word I'm going to use here? Disgraceful in a way. Like, they really barely tried anything. It's not like they Bayern did anything good. It was just that Freiburg really did not turn up in that first half. Second half, they were much better, and they got the reward. If they would have played like that in that first half, I think we could have had a much more exciting game. But they really did not turn up for that first half, and I think that costed them the game. And this has been the problem from Freiburg, that they play 2-3 games amazing, and then the next 2-3 games they are so lackluster. They are so lethargic. They give you performances like this where you scratch your head, like when you can play such good football and you can hurt teams. And why you come up and do stuff like this? And that is why I think if that could be it could end up being the reason when if they are for them not qualifying for Europe. Because if you look around them, there are other teams who are really fighting tooth and nail to get back. Freiburg at one point they were at third in the table, so they've dropped down as well. So they really need to think back and make sure that performances like this don't happen too often if they really want to qualify for Europe. Otherwise, qualifying for Europe, it's not an easy case, especially this year. Which are like about 6 or 7 teams fighting it out for that. So yeah, quite an interesting game. Yet again, it's been quite a good day of football, to be very honest with you. Bayern getting a big win, and unfortunately for Freiburg, they lost, and I think, in my opinion, it's quite a big loss. It's going to affect them. And I said in my prediction video that after every single weekend, the table shifts completely, and I think it's going to shift. And I think Freiburg are going to feel the weight of it at the end of the weekend. There are still games to be played, so we'll see, but I still feel that they are going to be one of the biggest droppers this weekend after the games are done. So yeah, that's it from me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Bayern's performance. Or were you happy with it, or you did not really like it, but you sort of understand why they did it? Let me in the comment section below. Do you think they are going to be the champions, or do you think unfortunately for Harry Kane, he's not going to be able to win the trophy here this year as well? Let me in the comment section below. And what about Freiburg? Do you think they would be able to qualify for the next round, or not the next round, for Europe, or do you think they are going to miss out yet again? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of February, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out and help us reach our goal. Until next time, bye bye.